Welcome back to the Junior Mints podcast. My name is Finnmints. Today, we are going to talk about... We're going to talk about civil conversations. Now, you may be looking at the title of the episode and being like, what the heck does that mean? Well, let me explain. So, civil conversations. In other words, the ability to have a civil conversation without flipping a table. Here's what I mean. Let's suppose that you and a friend are at a cafe somewhere or at a restaurant and you guys just start chit-chatting about likes and interests and opinions and stuff. But then when you get to the opinion category and they maybe hear something that they don't agree with, but it for some reason really grinds their gears, and then they go, "Oh, what the heck you mean, man?" And then they start pissing at you. No, they start bitching at you or something, and you just go, "Hey, man, I was just expressing my opinion." And then they go, "Well, your your opinion is wrong." Blah 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 blah. It's like, okay, and then suddenly they get up from the table, and they just flip it, and they throw fries and stuff at you. I don't know. This never happened to me. I'm just saying, if it did, that's how it would go. So let's start somewhere. We're gonna start with literally opinions are opinions, okay? Like, we're gonna if someone has a different opinion than me, that's cool. This is what this show is about, like my opinions, and if you disagree, that's fine. I'm just voicing my own. And if it goes to the point to where you start insulting me if it gets personal, that's bullcrap is what it is. Like, it shouldn't have to get personal, you know? How it should go, that hypothetical situation, how that hypothetical situation should go is, hey, I hear your different opinion. Tell me why you think, or tell me why you, think differently, or something like that. Unfortunately, though, that is, I'd hate to say it, but that is more rare these days than it probably ever has been. Like if you say "Oh, I prefer," I don't know. Let's just go back on an example that I've said earlier in the show, on my channel, by saying, "Oh, I prefer, I prefer oatmeal raisin cookies over chocolate chip," right? And then the other person goes, "You're freaking wrong. You suck." Nah. It's like, dude, I was just saying that I like oatmeal raisin cookies better. You can have your own personal opinion about chocolate chip cookies. In fact, me and a friend of mine, he knows who he is. We sometimes have had that conversation about, actually, no, he and I were sitting, let's see, he and I were sitting at the dining hall at my college one time. And, I brought over a bunch of oatmeal raisin cookies because those are the best, sorry. And I sat them down, and he just looks at me. He's obviously joking, I hope. But he looks at me and he goes, "You're wrong." Meh. I'm like, dude, chill out. And I even said, "I prefer oatmeal raisin over chocolate chip." And he goes, "No, no." Keep in mind, this is not a poke at him. We have this conversation a lot. However, he's wrong about that. See what I'm saying? No. So my point is, and I'm not, and just an aside, that was just a joke and stuff like that. It's fine. He's a good guy. Again, he knows who he is if he's watching. He may have appeared on this show once or twice. But my point is, if someone presents a different, I don't know, let's say point of view, it's it's our job, I feel like, to not be like, "Well, it's different, therefore I'm gonna, your point of view is different than mine, therefore I'm gonna throw a table at you." What the heck are you got? What the heck are you talking about? It's like the same thing with oh god, I don't want to dip into this pool, but I'm going to anyway. It's the same thing with politics. Oh god. Like if someone let's say hot take here, ready? If someone so during the let's say the 2016 election. Let's just go right there. Let's say that two people who support each of the parties, like one Republican, one Democrat, right? I don't want to talk about this, but I'm going to anyway, just to get my point across. Let's suppose that a person who voted for Hillary Hillary Clinton is at the table, and let's suppose a person who voted for Trump is at the table, right? And they start talking, and they like have different beliefs, and then they drop the ball of letting each other know that they voted for the other person. Wouldn't it be more interesting and more reasonable for them to be like, "Oh, you voted for, let's say Trump, for example, or you voted for Clinton?" It's like, yeah, that's cool. Instead of being like, so sorry, by the way. Instead of being like, "You voted for Trump," it's like, and the other person being like, "You voted for Hillary, you freaking moron." It's like, okay, that's not my point, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of slack for this. Not slack, a lot of crap for this, but I'm just trying to get my point across. Like, isn't it possible for, let's say, a Democrat and Republican to just chit chat about stuff and not call each other names? That's all I'm trying to say here. I'm just saying. Like, come on, guys. Like, what year is it now? This isn't the 1950s or something when people have to learn how to, what's the phrase? People have to learn how to just move on and be like, oh, okay. Like, oh, you voted for this person? Yeah. Oh, okay. Tell me why. Okay. And they continue to say, that is so rare these days. It hurts. Like, I would love to be one of those people that, I hear a different opinion and I just go, that's cool. Why do you think that? I would love to be that person. But that's like maybe, it's kind of a hot take here, but that's maybe like 10%, if that. The same thing, and one last thing that people can get in a hissy fit over. So, like, the past year has been, or like let's say 2020 was just like meh. It was meh, and then now that we have the freaking, like, I don't want to talk about this, but I will anyway, just to get my point across. Now that we have like the freaking vaccines and stuff like that, like the people are even like are just kind of just like, and like it doesn't matter. Both sides, regardless of who they are. My point is, like, for example, we have those like anti-vaxxers, blah blah blah, and then we have the people who actually get the shots, right? And it's like both sides are continually, I think that's the word I'm looking for, continuously, there we go, continuously calling each other idiots and freaking morons for not doing the one thing that they should do. All that is to say, if you have a different opinion than someone else, let's say that you're sitting at that cafe or restaurant from earlier, and you guys are discussing different points of view, rather than just throwing salt shakers at them and dumping their food all over their face, why not just listen, right? Easier said than done, for sure. But just do your best to listen, right? We've all been there. I definitely have been there where I wanted to just throw something at someone, but that's not the point. The point is, just listen. Easier said than done, but we are all working on it. We can't deny that we aren't, and it's something that we all have to just improve upon. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Junior Mints podcast. If you guys did, please drop a like. Please subscribe. Subscribe for Junior Mints podcast episodes every Friday, and then videos every Wednesday too. I don't know what the consistency of those Wednesday videos are going to be, but it's Wednesdays and Fridays, so you can count on that. Yeah, thank you guys again for watching and listening, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.